That way I can post this on our social channels. So I'm Brigham Joy. I'm the founder of America's Team. And what we'll do today is I'll give you a history of America's Team, how this whole thing got started. And then I'll go over some frequently asked questions. And then after that, I'll just open it up to you guys to, fire away with your questions, and then we can answer those. So I'll get started here. Well, like I said, I'm Brigham, and how this whole thing got started is I played small college baseball here in Kansas and got the opportunity to go to Germany as a college kid and play ball. And guys, it is the coolest thing I have ever done. And it really has nothing to do with baseball. Like I went overseas with tunnel vision thinking that, man, I'm here to play ball. But the second day we were in Germany, they took us to the Dachau concentration camp. And guys, that changed my life. And that was like the good Lord just came down and shook me and said, hey, there's a big world out here. You need to go see it. So that completely, flipped my world upside down. So, long story short, I come back home, I graduate from college, and I get a job, going to work, and quickly realize working sucks. Like I don't I don't recommend it to anybody. So at 26 years old, I decide, you know what, if I have to work, I might as well do something that I love. So I started taking baseball teams overseas. And now you're looking at a 44-year-old kid. We've been doing this for 18 years now, and we've been lucky enough to grow this thing to baseball, softball, basketball, and volleyball. And guys, my goal for you, or I guess my mission is to simply give other kids the same opportunity I had. So that's my story. But today is about your story. How can we help you go see the world, wear the USA on your chest, and just, yeah, give you that experience. So that's why we do what we do. And it is the coolest thing in the world. So I guess before we go any further, if you guys are on here for men's basketball, congratulations. This is the first men's basketball team we're going to take overseas. We've done girls basketball for a few years now, and now we're expanding into men's basketball. So I know I've gotten lots of questions on, hey, it looks like on your social channels, it's just a bunch of girls playing basketball. You're absolutely right. And the reason for that is we haven't expanded into boys basketball until right now. So yeah, that's that. So the first question everybody asks is always, why did I get invited? How did I get invited? That kind of stuff. And how we build all of our teams is we work with college coaches all across the country that send us players that they see out on the recruiting trail. And the kind of kids that we look for are good athletes that can play different positions and mix and match lineups, because we want to do this because we want to keep our rosters small. For our basketball, volleyball, basketball and volleyball teams, we don't like to carry more than 10. And then with our softball teams, we don't like to carry more than 12. So we want to keep our rosters small because, again, I know that you guys want to go overseas to play ball. You don't want to go overseas to watch ball. So that's why we keep our rosters small. And in order to do that, we have to have kids that can play different positions. So that's how we build all of our teams. So your tour schedule, what you're looking at when you get overseas is the first 3 days, it's all sports. So it's just like a tournament here at home where you're going to be living at the gym, living at the field, playing multiple games per day. And, it's sports all day and all night for those first 3 days. And each team is guaranteed a minimum of 6 games. So depending on how your team does in the tournament, you could get more, but at a minimum, everybody will get at least 6 games. So those first 3 days, it's all sports. Then after the tournament is over, you can put all your sports gear away because the basketball, the softball, the volleyball is done. Now the rest of the time is spent exploring that country and doing all the cultural sightseeing, all that kind of cool stuff. So you could break it down into 2 smaller tours. You've got 3 days of sports, and then the second half is all cultural activities. So that's how that's going to shake out. Excuse me one second. So, all right. So what's included? I'll go over both, what is included and then also what's not included, so you guys have a clear picture of that too. So first, what is included is you've got your flights and hotels, games and uniforms, all the tours and excursions that we take you guys on, your tour bus, your tour manager, breakfast and dinner every day are also included, and then even tips. So tips for your tour manager, tips to the local waiters and that kind of stuff. All of that stuff's already included. So that's everything that is included. What's not included is lunch and then spending money. So, for souvenirs, snacks, that kind of stuff. Like if you want to buy a Coke, that'll be on you. But other than lunch and spending money, everything else is included. So let's see here. Next is safety and chaperoning, that kind of stuff. So at a minimum, there will be 2 chaperones for each team. So the first chaperone is the college coach, because all of our teams are led by college coaches. So the college coach will be the first chaperone. And then the second chaperone is the full-time bilingual local tour manager from the country you're visiting. So let's say you're going down to Costa Rica. You're going to have a local Costa Rican tour manager with you 24/7. And this person is going to run your tour. They're going to take care of all the logistics of, calling ahead to make sure the bus is there to pick us up, getting us to the games, getting us to the gyms on time, calling ahead to restaurants to make sure they're ready for us. They're going to run your tour because I want the college coach focused on you guys. I don't want that college coach trying to figure out where to park the bus for the restaurant or, how to get to the gym. I want the college coach focused on you because you are priority. So that's why, the coach is focused on you and the tour manager runs the tour. So at a minimum, there'll be 2 chaperones. And the reason I say at a minimum is we average 6 parents that travel with each team. So parents, you guys are more than welcome to travel. And I guess I shouldn't even limit it to parents, because I should say family members. Mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, there's no limit to how many family members we bring with us. So you guys can bring as many family members as you want. So it's just a great way to share that experience with your son or daughter. So let's see here. The next question is, everybody wants to know, how is this going to help me get to the next level, play college ball? And there's 2 answers to that question. The first one is you get to play in front of college coaches during this entire tournament. So you're going to be able to, interact and show what you can do to these college coaches. Then secondly, and guys, this is probably even more important and more beneficial to you guys, is you get to network with these college coaches all week. So, and if you don't know this, this is important that you do know this, is the college coaching network is so small and so tight they all know each other. And where that comes into play is, let's say I'm a 2026 shooting guard, but the coach that I'm playing for down in Australia, he's already signed a 2026 shooting guard. So he's not looking, for my position. But you know what? He knows 10 other coaches that are looking for a 2026 shooting guard. So by going down there and networking with these coaches, you're expanding your network, you're expanding your recruiting reach. So that's one of the most important lessons that, we can help you guys out with in the college recruiting game. So let's see here. A couple more things, and then I'll let you guys fire away with your questions. The registration deadline. So I'm going to give you two answers here. One is going to be for the players, and then the other answer is going to be for family members. So let's tackle the players first. So guys, your registration deadline is 30 days from when you got your invitation. So let's say you got your invitation yesterday, August 23rd. Your registration deadline is September 23rd. So that's when you would have to sign up and pay your deposit to lock in your spot. So that's the sense of urgency is getting the players signed up. Because guys, after that 30 days is up, you can still sign up, but we can't guarantee your spot because we will have moved on and started recruiting another player to take that position. So the players have 30 days to register. Now, for the parents, you guys have time. So for parents and family members, as long as you guys get signed up by January 1st, that's perfectly fine. Because again, we're only going to take a limited number of kids on each team. There is no limit to how many family members we take. So you guys can, you guys have some time. The sense of urgency is getting the kids signed up to lock in their spot. Family members, you guys just need to sign up by January 1st. So that's where we're at on that. And then the last one I'll work on, or I'll answer for you, is the payment schedule, and then I'll just open it up to you guys. Let's see here. Payment schedule is $495 is due when you sign up, and that'll be part of your online registration, is putting down that deposit. So $495 is due when you sign up. Then by January 1st, $1,495 is due. So if you want to just round up to $1,500, that's a good ballpark, just a nice round number. So $1,500 is due by January 1st. And then your final payment deadline depends on when you travel. So if your team travels in June, your final payment deadline is February 15th. If your team travels in July, your final payment deadline is March 1st. And then if your team travels in August, your final payment deadline is April 1st. So your final payment deadline depends on when you travel. So I think that's about it for the FAQ. So I'm going to go to the chat here and see what questions you guys have. All right. So Aiden wants to know, will this help get me offers? So Aiden, I don't want to lie to you. There's no guarantee that going on this trip is going to help get you offers. Your talent's going to help get you offers. We'll help put you in front of coaches that you can network with, but I can't guarantee that it's going to get you offers. That's, it's definitely not going to hurt, but I can't say, yes, you're definitely going to get one, because that just depends on your talent level and what the coach is looking for. So, and Aiden also wants to know, does a parent have to come? No, parents don't have to come. So, we average 6 parents that travel with each team. So about half the players have a parent and half don't. So no, parents do not have to go. All right. Anne wants to know if the players and parent want to stay in Italy a few more days, or arrive a few days early. Is that possible? Yes, and that's actually super easy. I'm going to I'll explain it and then I'll go get the form. So there's an alternate return request form that you have, and you can fill that out and we can fly you back later on. So let's say you've been invited to Italy, the team flies home, and you guys want to go to Paris. So you guys work your way up to Paris. We can fly you home out of Paris, a week later. So yeah, we can absolutely do that for you. And it's pretty simple. We just grab the alternate return request form, and I'm going to put this in the chat here. All right, so that's the form. And while I'm putting this on the chat, I'm going to throw my email in there. So, and the reason I threw my email in there is, let's say, for example, you got invited to Italy, but those dates don't work for you. Well, shoot me an email and say, hey, can I get an invitation to another destination? Or, let's say you don't want to go to Costa Rica or wherever you've been invited to. If those dates or that, destination doesn't work for you, shoot me an email and I'll get you an invitation to another country. And then also, if you need anything else, you can always email me. So that's why I threw my email in in the chat. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Anne also had a question about, can you arrive a few days early? Yes, you can, but if you chose to do it early, you would have to get your own flights. So, and do this for me. Shoot me an email. We can have a conversation on the side about your different options there. The easy, simple option is to extend your stay afterwards. You can do you can do it before. It's just a little bit more complicated. But shoot me an email and we can chat about that. All right. Lucia wants to know, what is the cost for a family member to attend? The cost for a family member is the same as the player, and that guarantees you everything they get. So same flights, hotels, meals, tours, tournament entrance, you get everything they get. You just don't get to play. So let's see here. My daughter received the offer for softball. Will be the multiple age groups or just 12U through 16U? So all of our players are high school age kids. So it's a lot like a high school team where you can have freshmen through seniors on the same team. It won't be, just a team of straight 15-year-olds and then a team of straight 17-year-olds. It'll be a mix of different ages, all high school age kids. Okay, so lady says, when you register and pay your payment, after your payment, do y'all buy us a plane ticket to Australia? Yes. So once you guys have, paid in full, we go out and we purchase airline tickets. Like, we take care of all of that for you. So yeah, that's part of what you're paying for, is the and I'll just go over again what's included. That way you have a clear idea on that. So what's included is your flights and hotels, games and uniforms, all the tours and excursions we take you guys on, your tour bus, your tour manager, breakfast and dinner every day, and then tips. So all of that's included. What's not included is lunch and spending money. Willie, shoot me an email and I can get you the Willie was asking what are the different locations for softball. Shoot me an email and I can get you all that information. Okay, KJ wants to know how many players are on a team for men's basketball. We don't like to carry more than 10. For basketball and volleyball, we like to keep it at 10 or lower. And then for softball, we like to do it 12 or lower. So, because again, it's all about playing time. We want to get you guys as many minutes as we can. Whew. Is anybody else tired of talking? Goodness gracious. Yeah, Willie, if if you guys need to head out, that sounds good. Before you leave, Willie, I'll give everybody my big close. So we have these Zoom calls every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you think to yourself tonight, oh, I wish I'd have asked that question, no worries. Hop on next week, and you guys can continue going to as many of these as you want. The sense of urgency is getting the kids signed up within that 30-day window. Family members, you guys are good to wait until January 1st as your deadline to sign up. So yeah, and if you guys shoot me an email with any other questions. But yeah, I can let you run, Willie, if you need to run. You bet. So lady wants to know, how much is it to pay it in full? That depends on where you're going. So the cost should be on page 1 of your invitation.
Just really quickly, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no
I
worries.
have to I have to be honest here.
Well, that's good. Don't lie to me. I won't lie to you.
Well, my initial thought was that this is a scam, right? My teenager receives a random text
Sure.
um from an unknown number with an invitation and links, and my first thought is don't click the link because this person's trying to steal my identity, right? So I did a bunch of research, saw your websites, those things. I guess my biggest question is because obviously safety, but um so my ninth grader, I guess I don't even know how he would have gotten on your roster. I mean, he's a basketball player, so I guess he's
Mm-hmm.
he's out there. But so that's my first thing is how did you because I feel like if for recruiting purposes, I would have put my number. So I guess that like one, how would you have gotten my kid's number?
Sure.
One.
Yeah, and that's
So of course it makes me a little uneasy to then now send them out of the country with you. But
yeah, no
so just
worries.
those things. Yeah.
Yeah, so no worries about the scam. We get like that's probably our biggest hurdle is people think we're a scam, and we are for real. The catch is that it's expensive. It's not cheap to travel overseas. But how we get all of our players is we work with college coaches all across the country that send us players that they see out on the recruiting trail. And we the kind of kids we look for are kids that can play different positions and mix and match lineups, because we like to keep our rosters small to make sure that
Right.
all the kids get a lot of playing time, because
Yeah.
I know that they're going to play ball overseas, not to watch ball overseas.
Right. And
And
so these kids are from all over.
yes, ma'am. Yeah. So all
Okay.
all across the country.
Got
Yeah,
it.
because I'm from Kansas City, or Spring Hill, Kansas, which is just outside of Kansas City.
Right. Okay. And so I guess my other question is while I appreciate the overseas piece of it, and
Sure.
I think someone kind of asked it if we wanted to leave early or go early or come late.
Uh-huh.
Um, and we may need to email on the side, but if
Sure.
it was something where like we wanted to just come for basketball, and not do all of the extra? Is it possible to?
You could, you won't save any money.
Okay,
Because it'll be the same price whether you stay for 3 days or all 11.
got it.
And
Okay,
here, let's touch on this real quick, because this, you bring up a good point. Guys, if you're looking at this just from a basketball perspective, stay home and save your money, because the amount of money that we're going to charge you to go to Australia to play basketball, you can get a lot more basketball staying at home. So if you're looking at it just from basketball, stay home, because I don't want you guys to be disappointed, you know. But if you're looking at this as an opportunity to use basketball as the platform to go see the world and just go have an amazing experience, then we are a great program. We're a great fit. But again, and if you guys say, hey, we'd rather not do it because we're more focused on basketball, that's perfectly fine. Because again, I would rather have you guys stay home than go and be disappointed. Because, and again, these are why these Zoom calls are so great, because I bet, 12 other people had that same question or thought.
sure.
So yeah, so thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, no worries. I didn't mean to put you on the spot or anything, but I definitely thought it was a
No,
scam
no,
at
no. Because
first.
those
We'll be completely honest.
those are all the good questions, and having the back and forth. Because again, I want to give your kids this. I mean, it is the coolest thing I've ever done, getting to go to Europe and play baseball. And I just want to give other kids that same opportunity. But if it's not a good fit for where you guys are at, like with what he's wanting to do, then absolutely, don't go. I mean, don't put a don't try and put a square peg in a round hole.
Sure, sure.
Well, does anybody else have any questions for today? And if not, no worries. We hold these every Tuesday and Thursday. So feel free to hop on, multiple Zoom calls. And if you have questions that you'd rather email me on the side, that's perfectly fine too.
Sorry, one last question. I think it's
Yep.
one last question.
Sure.
Will you have the hotel and itinerary? Like, how soon do you think you'll have that information?
Sure. So flight information is published 45 days prior to departure. And then the
Okay.
hotel information, along with the finalized itinerary, is 30 days prior to departure.
Okay. Thank you.
See, that one was easy. That's policy stuff. But yeah, I guess if nobody else has anything, I can let you guys run. And thank you so much for being on it. And yeah, just don't be a stranger. Hop on as many of these calls as you guys need to. And yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. So, all right. Well, hey, guys, happy Thursday and have a good weekend. Thanks. Bye bye.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
You bet.